This is Steve Young from Gourmet Cheesecakes. This video is on uncanning and slicing a cheesecake. I slice my cheesecakes with a boning knife. You want something that is nice and narrow right here so that your cake doesn't stick to it. Does not have to be very sharp. But this right here gives you a lot less knife that you have to clean off, and I always bathe it in hot water so that it just literally goes like a hot knife through butter doing the cake. Dry it. I start out by releasing my cake from the edges of the springform because it has a 1-pound sour cream topping on it, and sometimes it will tear that topping loose if you don't release it first. So you just hold your knife in there, rotate your cake. It has a paper towel underneath the springform because as these things cool, quite often you get butter comes out from the crust and it makes it very sticky on the bottom. Open up your springform. Some springforms you have to actually lift it up and the cake comes up and the ring ends up on your arm. Mine open up big enough that I can take them off from the top. Open it up, give it a shake. It releases from the sides, and then walk the springform off. Then separating the cake from the base. These particular bases are rimless bases. You don't have to go down with your knife past the edge to get the cake off. I can slide right straight across, and I'm going to put it on my cardboard base. Dry off your knife. Slide the knife under the cake, leave it there. Lift up on the knife and slide your base under the knife. Pull the knife out. Hold on to the back of the cake and slide it onto the base. Lift up your base, and you'll notice down on the paper towel, this is the butter that comes out. So it would be very hard with this thing sticking to the countertop to actually turn this to cut it. Put your cake back down. Dry off your knife. Now I just eyeball this. With a little bit of practice, you can tell where to cut these. It's just cut the cake in half, cut the cake in half, cut those pieces in half, cut those pieces in half, and you just keep going. So you eyeball it, start your knife, you push down on the knife right here with your thumb while you pull down with this hand. It hits the crust on the bottom and then push hard, cracks down through the crust, hold the edges of the cake, pull the knife out from the side, put it back in the water, turn your cake with the paper towel, dry off your knife, eyeball it again, mating up with your original cut, crack down through it. This is going to be 16 slices. From here on out, I just cut every one of these in half until I'm completely done. Eyeball it. Turn it. Dry off your knife. Crack through it. Now you have 4 pieces, and we're going to cut each of those pieces into 4 pieces and end up with 16 slices. Being careful when you're going into your hot water that you go straight in with that knife and straight back up. You do not want to tip this jug of water over on top of your customer's cake. Turn it. this right here, a little bit that came off the side of the edge right here, probably from that spot right there. You just kind of lift those off of there. This will also give you an idea of, we're doing this in real time, about how long it takes to actually slice one of these. The reason for wiping off the knife before each cut is so that, as you'll notice, you get nothing on top of your cake. Looks nice and clean. You'll notice I'm putting nothing between these slices. There's a lot of people that take these cakes, throw them up on their table, and they say that they made it themselves. They didn't buy it from anybody. Why? Because there's no paper dividers between the slices. And the slices don't really stick together all that bad. So you don't have to have those, in my opinion, you don't have to have those paper dividers in there. Looks tacky. Obviously not homemade. Turn it. Dry your knife. Don't get your cake very far away from the edge of your work surface, or you'll hit the bottom of your knife and it won't make it all the way through the cake. Give it a bit of a push back together. Pull it to the edge. Don't drop it off the edge. Pick up the edge of your cake, slide your hand under it, run your hand underneath the edge of the cake, wiping off the crumbs that are sticking to the bottom of your base. Then go ahead and load it into your box. And then just close up your box. Thank you very much.